I'm Wakefield, a community member in Seattle who has had the privilege of being involved in a lot of advocacy and a lot of change and benefiting from what GSBA has meant to the community of Seattle for a long time. My family always taught us that you have to give back to the community you live in. So my HIV work actually goes back to my response to just being who I was. I found a position that here in Seattle that gave me that opportunity to marry vocation and avocation. And they were embarking on global HIV vaccine research and asked me to lead that. At the end of 5 years, I said, what about Black and brown men in the US? I gotta go because I gotta go do that work. They said, well, what would you do? And thank God the US government gave them the resources to start a special project reaching out to Black and brown men who we all know now are still impacted in adverse ways more than any other population, not just around HIV, but around COVID and so many other diseases. The thing that kept me in Seattle was a sense of community. What I'm really grateful for was, as I did that global work and was able to go to 26 different companies trying to impact HIV, I knew that I lived in Seattle and I wanted to live in the best city in the world with the best response on every level. So as someone who had been on the Board of Health before, I looked at what was the healthcare structure in Seattle, who was doing something for gay and lesbian persons. And so I actually joined the board of the Pride Foundation and was able to begin to give back here. And that's what I love about GSBA. It's not just businesses who are worried about the bottom line, but they're concerned about the gay and lesbian people of this community and how they can actually have a response in their business that ensures the people of Seattle have the best lives. GSBA has still attracted people who understand and care about the programs. And not just with a new director, but those new staff will bring new energy to successful programs. If you're going to work in a community, you not only have to go in with your agenda, but you've got to spend enough time to listen closely, and embrace the values of the people who you want to embrace whatever your work or your agenda is. And I think that GSBA is ready to embrace what we're gonna call the new next, even though we don't know what it's gonna look like. We can only imagine it, we can only begin to grow toward it, and we have to do that together. And that requires the unity part of the word community. And that new next is gonna require someone who has experience in leadership, who can take criticism and ask, what does that mean? And what does change mean? And at the same time, has to walk in the footsteps of a Louise Chernin who everybody said she can do no wrong. And Michael has worked in a state where he was able to help an organization expand. He has looked at criticism both internally and externally, and will be able to develop the kind of relationships, I hope, with the staff that's here, that we won't see the kind of attrition most organizations see, but he'll become a leader amongst those people. He has what I call a servant leadership attitude. And when people see themselves both as leading and serving, we see greater success for the entire community. When I was young, someone said to me, hey, think twice about this. Hey, here's an opportunity. Hey, you may want to go that way, but you may want to go a different way. And one of my favorite expressions in life is Yahoo. You always have other options. And I have found a circle of friends and a community that allows me to look at those options. And for that, I'm grateful.